Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This is Wrestle AM. It's half morning show, half wrestling show, pretty much all bullshit. I'm your host, LK from Kocosports.net. That's KOCO Sports.net. It's where the world goes to kick ass, home for combat sports. And above all, we're so okay to be a passionate fan and a site that will be updated heavily tomorrow, so check out there. It is Wrestle AM for the 17th of February 2017. Apologies, I missed one of the first ever Wrestle AMs I've missed in a long time yesterday. I do apologise. However, I had to have an early night. I do apologise. It won't happen very often, but I'm thankful the Booms covered me on Wrestle AM yesterday doing solo Impact Wrestling review. The show we haven't reviewed this week was the NXT review. And another note to you guys. Wrestling shows now will be reviewed a day after they happen due to me going to sleep at a respectable time because job, life, family, apologies. But you'll get the same consistent show as always. You get 6 Wrestle AMs every week, 6 MMA AMs. So excited here to talk about weekly NXT, and this is your weekly NXT recap in it with every single recap we do. Ty, go right now. Put yours in the comments section below if you're listening live. If you're listening post-live, please feel free to put in the comments what your opinions were of the show. Also give a win, loss, or tie, so I can kind of get a synopsis, so to speak, of what actually people thought of this week's edition of NXT. I'm going to give this show a weak win. It gets a little bump because it featured my internet wife, Peyton Royce. It did some storyline development, a little bit of questionable booking for once for NXT, but I enjoyed the main event for what it was worth with Tyler Bate and Trent Seven for the WUK champion. But I'll break that down. And before we break that, actually, I'll break that down first, because maybe some people were coming here just for the NXT review. So I'll do the NXT review, and then I'll cover the news. 2 deaths in the wrestling world that are both sad. And also, to go on, Josh Mathews got benched today. He got blocked. His Twitter, I'll read out some of the tweets this man said. Wow, it's a work, but it's funny. Anyway, so we're at the Full Sail University. We're bombarded with some bubbling band of baboons, the AKA-esque, the Full Sail fuckers, if I like to dub them. Call them that. They hacked me, as Taz would say on the Taz show. And does anyone know what happened to the Taz show? Not as if it's gone off the air. My last show that I listened to was back in December when the Captain Tom, when he left. That was the last time I watched the show. So does anyone know the new producer? I could download the latest show. It's just I tend to try not to watch as many shows as I can so that my opinion will be my opinion. But if anyone could put in the comments who's Taz's new producer on the show with him, and if he's good, if he's as good as the Captain, because I really enjoyed their bantering back and forth. I really did enjoy them. He was very good. I was sad to see him go. Anyway, Authors of Pain, the NXT Tag Team Champions versus 2 local talents. There was a nice double Death Valley driver into the corner, and there was an awesome landing where it looked like they were hurt, but you could see they weren't. And it was really good. And then the Authors of Pain got the one with the leg sweeping clothesline. Post-match, Authors of Pain powerbombs both local talents into each other, and then another powerbomb into the canvas. And what I like about the Authors of Pain is I find them very believable. You may think, of course, look at the size of them. I think Paul Ellering, adds to the mix. I think he helps a lot, as, they are monsters. They're uncontrollable, but he has this leash on them, as in he has the power. He is the brains behind the operation. They're the muscle, he's the brains, and he's the one actually in control. He's the one who the monsters follow. And he adds a great deal to them. And I think he's very underrated how good he is. Like, obviously, he's a legend. Of course he's a legend. He's done LOD. He's done it all. But he's doing a really good job with the Authors of Pain. And I hope that when they do make the call, when he does get called up to the main roster, my prayer is that, like this, he is the mouthpiece. Good stuff. I'm not going to give it a star rating as a squash. And then we get, for what seems like the 18,000th time commercial. They have been so bummed right by the WWE. It's like, literally, I think Vince sits at home playing it each and every night. And I uninstalled the game, not because I don't like it, because it takes up space on my mobile. But it is a hefty download. But I like to change games, so I'll download a game and uninstall it. If I don't like having use on there, because on this you got New Japan World, the WWE Network, UFC Fight Pass. So I've got some quite hefty chunks of downloads. With that in mind, I don't really play games, but if you are interested, if you've ever played the game Bejeweled Blitz, it's that. It's basically Bejeweled Blitz, but you pick your wrestler, you go through, NXT, Performance Center, W Live events. So basically, the screen above will do moves. It's okay. It's pretty cool. But my God, we get it. We've seen enough advertisements now. And then we have Peyton Royce, my internet wife, and Billy Kay versus Roadman Liv Morgan, and the mystery partner. And me and Boom said last week, we thought it would be the MMA bird who got backstabbed by Royce and Morgan back at the post NXT Takeover in Canada show. And I was very shocked it wasn't the MMA bird. I apologize, I didn't get a name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm never disappointed to see Ember Moon. I think she's an incredible talent. I think that this year she'll be the one to dethrone Asuka of the NXT Gold, the NXT Women's Gold. And I think she'll be the one to beat, and I think it'll be an incredible match. And Asuka can move on to the main roster. Ember Moon can hold the fort down in NXT as the women's champion. And Peyton Royce, I think, but then I'm biased towards Peyton Royce, because she is my internet wife, and you guys do know that. Anyway, Kay holds Morgan in a full Nelson position, just kind of like bent over, and then Royce with a nice super kick got the win, or a running knee. Better than that bullshit Bulldog they were using. I wasn't a fan of that Bulldog. I really, really wasn't. The Bulldog pissed me off, but good to see them get a win. Builds them up as heels and competitive. Ember Moon didn't take the loss, didn't take the pinfall. So you're protecting Ember Moon, you're putting over the heels, and Liv Roadman Morgan could go fuck off for all I care. She can go on the street corner. And they announced a triple threat for next week involving Liv Morgan, Ember Moon, and Peyton Royce in a number contenders triple threat match. Why does Liv Morgan get to be in here? She lost. She lost on television, and she's being rewarded by having an NXT, number one contenders match for the NXT Women's Championship. That's silly to me. I don't know if that's idiotic to you, but it's silly to me, and it annoyed me. Star and a half kind of match, though. And then there's the Performance Center interview with Roderick Strong and No Way Jose. Roderick Strong says, he doesn't agree with Sanity bullying Ty. And then Jose says, he puts over Ty and says he's helping because they have to be stopped. Otherwise, this would happen to all of us, making that jump. And I like that. It makes it feel like a locker room, like a friendship, like they look out for each other, like they're actual human beings. And I like the fact it took place at the Performance Center. I was a big fan of this interview. And I think Roderick Strong is a very underrated promo. He's actually not as bad as I remember him being really bad. So I remember him coming to NXT and I think, to myself, the only issue is going to be the promo and the character. The character, it's Roddy versus the World, which they did in Ring of Honor, okay? And it wasn't bad. It's not a bad character. But what type of character could you do with Roderick Strong? Roddy versus the World is kind of cool. You can market that pretty well. Maybe I'm looking a bit too much into it, but it was okay. I hate No Way Jose, but that's a different story. DOI comes out. DOI puts over the Office of Pain, says they had doubt in their eyes, as we will keep coming back for more. Gargano said they want their rematch for the NXT Tag Team titles. Paul Ellering and the Office of Pain come out. Ellering says in 2 weeks, they will get their rematch. And then Ellering says, make peace with your loved ones, which was funny, and say that'll be the last time you do. And then from behind, the Revival attacks DIY, and then the Office of Pain run in the ring and go and want to beat on Revival like they went to make the save for DIY. They made the save for DIY. So let me get this straight. The Monster Heel Tag Team Champions made the save for the baby faces when they're about to go in tag action with the heels. I think this has got to lead to a three-way because you can't have a heel versus heel. I go on every damn show saying how much I hate that dynamic. That must become a three-way. As you turn one of those teams face, and I know in essence that the Revival will be the babyface because believe me, I do understand that the Revival will be, but you don't have to do heel versus heel. I hate that, especially in NXT when, you want to try these guys different character roles, and Pain are too over as heels right now to change the babyface, but the Revival are over in a good way. It's tough. I don't know what they do, but I didn't like the heels making the save for the babyfaces because that's a babyface thing to do. Didn't like that. Then there was a Cassius Ohno video package, so Chris Hero will be making his return to NXT. And then we go GM office. Rigo announced it'll be my internet girlfriend Peyton Royce versus Liv Morgan, Roadman versus Ember Moon, and the winner will face Asuka for the NXT Championship. Let me go on to the WUK Championship match of Tyler Bate versus Trent Seven. Nigel McGuinness on commentary here is amazing. He's bashing Percy Watson for not knowing what cricket is and laughing at the NFL. Cricket is like baseball, but it's different, much, much different. Cricket is really like basketball, but it's really different. But I don't think that going way to get yourself over, Nigel, by bashing the NFL when most Americans will be watching this, that's questionable. You shouldn't be bashing the NFL, but as an Englishman, I will take a bit of pride with Nigel McGuinness bashing Percy Watson over cricket. But we'll get to the match anyway. Bate hit a nice running dive to the outside. 7 with a dragon suplex plus powerbomb for 2. 7 hit his 7 style. Rainmaker for 2. Bate with an exploder off the top for 2, and then Bate with the Tyler Driver 97 to get the win. Really good match, and of course there was a "This is awesome, this 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 is awesome." Like, come on, guys! It was a good match. It was a 3-star match. Post-match handshakes and hugs. It was all good. And if this is the way how they're going to use the WUK Championship, I'm not against it. I'm really not against the idea of the UK title being defended on WWE programming, defended on main event, have it be defended on NXT, have it be defended on 205 Live. On the UK tour, have it defended on the house shows, stream it live. You could do another tournament to crown a number one contender. You could do a number one contenders match at one house show, title match to the next. Number one contenders match, title match at the next. And then just keep doing that. It's not brain surgeon or rocket scientist stuff. But then again, maybe they make that weekly WWE UK TV show. I think they might do that. I think there's a high possibility, and they should. I'm not saying that they will. I'm saying that they should make the WUK Championship defended on a weekly WUK show. Whether that will take place in America, whether that will take place in England, whatever they decide to do, I think that they should definitely do it. If they don't, I'll be annoyed if they don't. I'm a mad one. I'm not, because WWE will do what WWE do, and AK suck, but sorry, that was my stomach rumbling. I had my dinner at around about 5 p.m. a.m. now. So after this show, I'm going to grab some toast and go to bed. The Jangles Clan says Peyton Royce, love her, dude. That's my internet wife. That is my internet wife. It's unbelievable. She is. I felt bad because when I got home from work today, okay, so I got home from work at about 10:30, and I was like, oh shit, I haven't watched NXT yet. Because I got up during today. Because today I was like, okay, when I get up, I'm going to watch NXT at about 12. Go to work at 4 till 10:30. I was like, oh shit, I didn't watch NXT because I went shopping with my girlfriend. We then came back. We had lunch. We had a really nice lunch. This really nice bread. It was like seeded bread with egg, and it was really fucking good. With custard for dessert, really fucking good. And then I had a shower, came back, played a bit of UFC 2 on the PlayStation. And then I was like, oh shit, I got to work. Fuck, how much NXT yet? So anyway, newsflash, I came back at about 11 p.m. I got home. And I was like, oh my God, in 1 hour's time, I got to do MMA AM with Kyle from the Loudmouth MMA podcast. So I was like, oh shit, I got to go do that. I've got 1 hour. I said to my girlfriend, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to watch NXT. She was like, okay, cool. So I said, but you can go on the PlayStation. So she played the Call of Duty Infinity Warfare. I can't stand that game. Fucking garbage. Awful game, but she enjoys the Call of Duty games. So there I am. I'm on my laptop. I watched it on the network on my laptop, and then Peyton Royce comes out, and I'm there like drooling, and I'm like, oh my God, she can't see me drooling, and I'm like, oh shit, this is awkward. And she's like, oh, she's pretty, isn't she? I was like, yep. It's like, yep, she's pretty. Yep, that's cool. She said that Billie Kay looked like a slut. Not my words, hers. But there you go. That's a bit of life story. But NXT this week, it was a weak win. UK title match. I recommend you guys to check that out. Excited with Cassius Ohno when he comes back, or Chris Hero, if I want to call him. Don't understand why Liv Roadman Morgan has a championship number contendership shot, by the way. And if you're wondering and haven't been following this channel enough closely, roadman since about October last year. And what a roadman is, do you know when you're walking around and you see some teenager, you know, and he's a scumbag, he's going, like he's spitting around, he's like walking like they own the place, but you know, oh, look over there, it's a roadman. Like, you know, they're not going to hurt you. Like, they think that, oh, yeah, we're so big, but you're not scared of them. So it's like, hey, look, it's a roadman. Liv Morgan reminds me of like some girl like walking around with her hands down her fucking chest. She just looks like a roadman. Big insult. It's generally a bigger insult than it sounds. It's basically like a gutter slut kind of thing. But I don't like the roadman Morgan. And the thing is, like, what's really funny is on the MMA show, I'm respectful as shit to all these fighters, to all these promoters, to all these referees, minus the New York refs last week. You know, because one day you probably get an interview out of them. Here, I couldn't give a fuck. I don't want to interview any of these guys because I despise Liv Roadman Morgan with a passion. Nothing more than a fucking whore. Anyway, let's go to some live comments before we touch on the news. Dude Man 25 says, "Tis LK, the hardest working man at Kocosports. Appreciate it, buddy. Try to be." The Jangles Clan says, "Laugh my ass off. Hashtag this is awesome." Dude Man, you deserve it. Clap. It's fucking annoying, isn't it? It's really annoying. The Jangles Clan says, "I think Peyton Royce is the best looking girl in WWE NXT. I agree. She is smoking up. Peyton, Alexa, or Becky for me. It's a tough call between those three. See, I don't find the attraction to Becky Lynch. Alexa Bliss, yes. You know, she's small. And Peyton Royce, yeah. I don't find Becky that attractive. Call me weird or call me whatever. I don't think Becky Lynch is that attractive. Damn, oh damn. We'll get to some news. We'll talk about the sad stuff, and then we'll end it on a funny note. Because Josh Mathews, I blocked Josh Mathews on social media because he's an absolute twat. Anyway, that can be at the end. So Nicole Bass sadly passed away on February the 16th, aged 52. Her partner, Christine Maroney, confirmed her death in a Facebook message early the next morning. She wrote that Bass became sick a few days early and was hospitalized, but doctors told her there was nothing they could do. But Pro Wrestling Sheet reports that Bass was reported brain dead by her doctors following a heart attack. She would be taken off life support. I mean, it doesn't really matter either way. You know, both are sad. You know, she was involved with some good stuff. Like, you may not think Nicole Bass, oh yeah, what a great pro wrestling legend of the Attitude Era. You know, she was involved with Sable at WrestleMania. I think it was WrestleMania 15. You know, she was involved in a mixed tag back in a pay-per-view. I can't remember. It was a 1999 pay-per-view. But then also ECW, when she was involved with feuds with Tommy Dreamer, Beulah McGillicuddy. She was involved with lots of stuff. You know, so it's not like, oh yeah, it's a big deal. You know, she was involved in the Attitude Era and will always be involved in the Attitude Era some way. You know, she may not be main event caliber, but she's still part of the Attitude Era. She still paid her dues. She was still working these towns. You know, she's a good bodyguard to Sable at Mania. She had a Mania moment, you know, so, and she did do indie wrestling. So it shows her passion towards the business, that once she finished WWE and left, she carried on, you know, she did personal training, public events, and did the indies. So not a lot of talk online today, and obviously there was another passing, but not a lot of talk today about Nicole Bass, and that's a bit of a shame, because I think that even though, like, we come on here and we bash a lot of people, once you've paid the way, we should all respect, whether they were women's champion, whether they were the world champion. They should still be respected, and they should have their moment when they've passed. Okay, I did the same with Jimmy Snuka. I didn't really follow the court case. When he passed, I made a video. It's all about respect. You know, she put her life on the line for your enjoyment and my enjoyment. Okay, and she performed in the biggest stage of them all, in the WWE back in 1999. She was involved in WrestleMania. And rest in peace, thoughts and condolences to the family. And then we have George the Animal Steel today. He passed away due to kidney failure, age 79. That was a shock. I'm just on his Wikipedia right now. Began working. He was scouted by Bruno Sammartino back in 1967. And, you know, you don't have to have the Wikipedia to remember the crazy spots he used to rip the turnbuckle pad off and bite them. You know, that was different. You know, he was different. He was with Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth for a while. And apparently in 1998, during the Attitude Era, he returned as part of the Oddities. Oh, that's cool. He also made an appearance at Slammiversary. That's just cool. And, you know, he is a legend, you know, and it's sad. 79 is a young age to go. And you got to remember this guy back in the day. He was, you know, he was involved in, you know, high profile stuff. You know, WrestleMania 3, he was involved with that Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Ricky Steamboat stuff. He was involved. He may not have been in the match, but he was involved, you know, the stuff with the ripping of the turnbuckle pad will be remembered forever. You know, I didn't need Wikipedia to remember that. And it's extremely sad. And, you know, thoughts and condolences to the family. In peace, you know, that's all we're going to say. There's nothing more really to say. I don't want to break down or anything. I'm not going to break down. I'm sad, upset, and hopefully the families are okay. It's going to happen, you know. Wrestlers are going to die. We are human. You will die and I will die. Sorry about my stomach. I'm very hungry. Might die of starvation. No. And it's awkward to handle. Like, how do you come on here and talk about it? But it's a Wrestle AM. It's a wrestling show. I can't come on here and not touch on it. So, in case you didn't know, Nicole Bass passed. George Still passed. Thoughts and condolences to the family. You know, go back tonight and relive some of their stuff on the network. You know, just remember them in that way. And with that in mind, we're going to end on I was going to do it at the end, but I thought, you know what, let's not end on a sour note. You guys know I have an unalterated hatred for one Josh Mathews. I say a lot of times I watch Impact Wrestling on mute. And he went on a rant, okay, saying that, you know, he bashed Tony Schiavone. You know, he says Tony was always in minor league baseball. Appropriate because he was always in the minor league wrestling. Hashtag where the little boys play. Jesus Christ. He went on, big meeting about to happen. I think it's about my Hall of Fame induction. Says he then claimed to be off social media. Then he comes back saying, I've never heard one complaint since I took over. It's been glowing reviews, 5 or sometimes 6 stars. What's this? I'm clicking on this to see what he actually talked about, because this boy needs to be blocked. And if he's talking about the website, oh, okay, he was talking about, he was sucking up. Oh, dude, that guy was sucking up big time to fucking Josh Mathews. You cocksucker, you little cocksucker. Fucking hell, that was embarrassing. I'm going to read you out and name and shame you, you buried bastard. At Smarkdown said this. You know, he tagged him, of course, because he wanted the retweet. Josh Mathews, I really wish people would stop complaining about the state of your commentary. It's actually really great. Hashtag truth. No, it's not. What do you listen to? Please, stop sucking up to him because he's getting bashed. You know, oh, wait, I see people bash this guy. I'll be that one guy who's, yes, Josh Mathews, I love you. No. Fucking have some dignity and pride in your work. Jesus, the stuff people do for retweets. EC3 then said, I stand by Admiral Josh Mathews' claims on his play-by-play ability. It's a difficult job to call some of the crap we put on TV. I don't like that. It's a joke, but I don't think you should publicly bash your company on Twitter or any social media. You shouldn't bash your own company. Like, I wouldn't bash Kocosports ever. I love Kocosports more than a straight man should. But that was just a bit of news, and I blocked him on my social media because what was happening is so many people were retweeting what he was saying, and every time I saw it, I got more and more angry. So I went, you know what? Blocked. Done. See you later, buddy. Catch your ass down the line. Enough. Jeez. We'll get to some live comments before we wrap this bad boy up. DudeMan25 says, not to change topics, but real quick, what were your thoughts on the awesome Naito versus Elgin match at New Beginnings? Here we go. Excuse me, I got a bit of a cough coming thing. I haven't actually watched that show yet. I know Boom's covered it, and what I tend to do is if I don't cover it, I tend to not watch it. Hard to watch it out of the reviewer's hat. At night, I do that. So what I might do is I'll watch it Saturday, because obviously Saturday I take a day off. I've always done that and always will, unless it's a takeover. So Sunday I'll watch it, and then Dude Man 25 on the Sunday show, I will talk to you about my thoughts on Naito and Elgin. Okay, because I haven't watched it yet. And I'm going to watch it because I heard it's a really fucking great match. So I'm going to watch it. But if you haven't already, check out Booms. He did a Boom Booms did a review of that show. So hear Booms' thought of it. And then Lucas Domenez does, sorry, I don't want to butcher your name there, buddy. LDM. We'll call you that. LDM. WWE Brazil, he says. Yeah, I mean, WWE Brazil, they could have a WWE Brazil, couldn't they? Why the fuck not? Again, check out Kocosports.net. I'm heavily updating that tomorrow and Sunday. Sunday on this channel at 4:30 p.m. UK time, which is around about 10 a.m. Coming up with Bobby Wumbacher. That's on MMA AM on Sunday because he's a professional MMA referee, and we're going to talk to him about what happened on the UFC 208 card with the referees being imbeciles and what's his thoughts. So interesting interview coming up on MMA AM on Sunday, Wrestle AM on Sunday as well. I'm just going to cover loads of news, just going to batter some news out, take some questions, talk about Elgin versus Naito for Dude Man 25. In the meantime, check out Kocosports.net. Follow me on Twitter at LK_Kocosports. You can like us on Facebook, facebook.com. It's in the description. All the links are in the description. I don't need to tell you them all. I tell you about every show. You guys know by now. The links are in the description. Please support us. We're cranking out, at least me personally, I'm cranking out 12 podcasts a week. Again, I apologize the fact that shows aren't live after the air anymore. It's just my body and my brain, more my mental brain, couldn't handle staying up till 4 to 5 to 6 a.m. every night. My brain just couldn't do it. It just stopped. I couldn't. So I said to myself, no, I'm going to go to bed at 2 a.m. It's 2 a.m. right now. So literally, once this show's done, I'm up there. I'm going to go out into that garden, walk across there, and go up to bed. So that in mind, I appreciate you guys taking the time on your Friday night. You had a great Friday night. If you're a lad out there, hope you pulled. If you're a woman out there, hope you pulled too. With that in mind, I'm about to go upstairs to bed, put on the WWE Network, and I fancy watching an old WrestleMania. So that in mind, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe as you guys do best. We'll be catching your asses down the line.